We discover new things every single day, and that is the point we change everything. We are going to go up into outer space and discover alien life on this planet that is said to be dusty and has the largest volcano has ever existed, more than Mount Everest. So I'm going to take you on a journey to this planet that is home to the beautiful two moons and other stuff. And so, Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. What is the Roman goddess of Mars? A figure of primal masculinity, Mars was desired by many. His consorts included Bellona and Nero, both goddesses of war associated with important cults in early Rome. He famously carried on a long and illegitimate affair with Venus, the goddess of love. So, Mars is a Roman goddess of war, which meaning Vikings were on it. And Mars every year tends to spend. Mars every year spins even more faster, because when Mars spins more faster, it gains more speed every year. Mars has a white Antarctic ice on its north and south pole. That is because there used to be water on Mars. Now, the water on Mars is long gone from Mars, because long ago, Mars used to have water, just like Venus, but Venus never had water in the first place because, Venus had a lot of water in the past, and the temperature kept going up, and the water kept boiling away because of the actual temperature greenhouse effect, greenhouse effect. But on Mars, instead of the water boiling away, the water freezes under Mars' surface, which sounds so shocking to me. And another thing is, in December of the year, what year did Viking land on Mars? So, Viking 1 launched on August 20th, 1975. It arrived in Mars orbit on June 19th, 1976, and the lander touched down on July 20th, 1976. Viking 2 launched, from the light that Mars receives from the sun, its surface spectral properties such as absorbs the blue, green wavelengths and reflects. Thus, Mars has the largest dust storms in its atmosphere with soil and has iron oxide or its particles in it. And less than a month after Viking 1 on September 9th, 1975, and the Martian core became immiscible from the center out, leading to stratification and cessation of convection. And the spacecraft arrived in orbit on August 7th, 1976, and the lander touched down on September 3rd, which is insane. But on Mars, there is life. Sure signs of life have yet to emerge, and the planet may have already cooled down too much to drive volcanic activity, because Mars currently lacks plate tectonics. On Earth, there are plate tectonics and volcanoes tend to be active everywhere, but on Mars, it's lacking it. But the existence, when Mars lost its water in its magnetic field, the existence of life at the surface of Mars is unfeasible, as you can tell. And the volcanic activity on Mars is that a new study provides evidence that Mars is volcanically active, which means that Mars volcano is actually taller than Mount Everest. Mount Everest is a puny volcano on Mars, because on Mars the actual volcano, the Olympus Mons, is taller than that. And the ocean once covered approximately 20% of the Martian surface, as you can tell. And the thing is, NASA will find clearest evidence yet of an ancient lake on Mars, which is actually insane. An ancient lake in form of rocks etched with the ripples of waves. And telltale signs appeared in an unlikely place, which was insane. And how did Mars turn red, you ask? Well, it's because of iron oxidized in thin air on Mars. And that is why Mars is a red planet. That's why Mars is called a red planet. On the surface of Mars, there has been a strong earthquake on Mars, or shall I call it Marsquake on Mars, due to volcanic activity and all that. And Mars has two moons called Phobos and Deimos. The two moons, so any other of the moons are on Mars. Which one of the Mars moons is closer to Mars? So Phobos is a bit larger than Deimos and orbits only 3,700 miles, 6,000 kilometers above the Martian surface. No known moon orbits closer to its planet. So it's Phobos that's closer to Mars, but Deimos is further away, as you can tell. And Phobos is 9,077 mean distance from Mars kilometers, and Deimos is 23,436 mean distance from Mars kilometers. And there has been a sandstorm on Mars long ago. And the sandstorm wasn't that bad, but it turns out it was bad. So bad that you can't even see the actual surface. There were many lightning bolts, like mini storms, on the Martian surface. And there are little peaks poking out above the Mars sandstorm, which are volcanoes. But the largest one of them all is Olympus Mons, which is 10 times taller than Mount Everest. Mars is no other moon. It is a planet deemed with other life, and aliens could be living on that planet. But because, as you can tell, Mars is a place that where aliens are, and also another thing is that Mars is not just a moon, it's a planet filled with life and signs of life. And the Olympus Mons volcano long ago erupted on Mars, and that lava cooled. And then ever since in 2020, ever since the year in 2020, an Olympus Mons on Mars is the size of Arizona in the United States of America, which is Arizona's big. Olympus Mons covers the whole Arizona state, as you can tell. And there are countless probes going to Mars to figure out life signs of it and stuff. And Mariner, which is a spacecraft, flew by Mars and took a few pictures and bring them back to National Aeronautics Space Administration, as known as NASA. Take pictures of them. NASA has those pictures. And Mars is a planet. This is stuff. Well, a lot of rocks on Mars are full of iron. When exposed to the great outdoors, they oxidize and turn reddish. So, I'm signing off. This is it for episode 4. Reese's Pieces out.